Yeah, this is just real irritating. What's up, family? What's up, y'all? Good morning to you. Let me know that you guys can hear me good. Having a whole fiasco with Instagram, just trying to figure out how to mute on the other side. All that takes is just irritating to me. So I don't, I just will not do it. So good morning to you. I'm on a little early. I'm on a little early intentionally. Just hang with me for a minute. Uh, we will not begin until the infamous Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. comes on. But um, I got some real rap for y'all today. So holla at me. We will be done at 11 o'clock today because I've got a meeting that I've got to enter at 11 o'clock. So we're not even going to 11:15 today. It's at 11 o'clock. Say good morning to your boy. You know how we do. You don't come into anybody's house and not speak. You don't bypass the living room. You don't bypass the dining room. Go right into the kitchen, open the refrigerator, take something out without saying something to somebody. That's the way I was raised. I was raised in the old school. So holla at me. Say good morning to me. And let me make sure that well, we're actually broadcasting everywhere. We're broadcasting on LinkedIn. We're broadcasting on Facebook, my personal page, my business page, inside the Remain community, YouTube, X. I really don't know why they have renamed this thing X. It just doesn't fit. Something wrong with that. But let me make sure that I am make sure that I am in fact let's see. Today on yeah, so let me make sure that everybody is getting the link. Everybody is letting everybody knows that we're on. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. Time to roll. Time to handle our business. Time to do what we do. Leroy is probably somewhere doing something he ain't supposed to do. Ba 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 ba. Here we go. This is where we are. Here we go. at, at. Anybody know why they're not doing ad highlight anymore? I don't know what that's about. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know who you are. It says a Facebook user, so it doesn't show me who you are, as you see on the screen. I'm watching some crazy highlights from the NBA last night. The boy from San Antonio and going against the boy from Milwaukee. Oh my God, just absolutely brilliant, beautiful play. Yeah, and then the last minute shot, the kid from Denver. I think that's Denver. Yeah, the kid from Denver over the Golden State Warriors. Phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Oh, I didn't send a Leroy the invite. That's why he ain't on. So he got that one. he gonna come on and say, "Bro, I would be on time if I had the invite." Yeah, so I just had to send him. Let me see if he sent me a text. Probably did. Yep, he sent me a text. I need the link. So he should be on in a moment. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Donald Morton, founder of Remain. We help Black businessmen interrupt patterns, disrupt behavior, break the vicious cycle of missed potential so that brother can master his life, leadership, and legacy. We are the premier organization for Black men in the world. Leroy, don't come on here talking slick. I forgot to send.
I ain't said nothing.
I forgot to send you the link. I just did a full apology, so I don't need you coming on here saying anything.
I ain't said nothing.
I told everybody you was late. Told everybody you was probably high, drunk from your birthday. Still, I told then I just recognized that I hadn't sent you. I hadn't sent you the link.
And I'm the one that's old, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Actually, yes. Yes, you are the one that is old. Absolutely. Oh man. I love what's happening, man. I was just watching what is this? First Take, maybe? Something.
What is it?
First Take on ESPN.
Oh, okay.
And the young kid, man, from San Antonio.
Yes, Wembanyama, I think that's his name.
Yeah, waba ba 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 ba.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That kid is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's I think he put some I think if he gets some more weight, which I
He
think
needs some weight.
they'll
He does.
yeah, get some weight because that'll hamper him. He'll be injury prone if he doesn't put so he'll be another Sam Bowie if he don't put no weight on.
Sam,
I know, yeah, that it ain't too many people that know that name, bro. But but yeah, he's been phenomenal this year. The San
yeah,
Antonio sucks as a team, but, I don't know
yeah,
if he's in the running for rookie of the year.
yeah,
But he's I think he's having a great year, and they get some pieces around him. I
yeah,
think they're gonna be pretty good again. They'll be back pretty good again.
yeah,
So
without question, man.
yeah,
So let's talk football a little bit, Leroy.
you ready?
How it's shaping up. Um, how it's shaping up. I do not, and for those of you that are Eagles fans, don't come for me unless I send for you. But the Eagles will not be in the Super Bowl unless we're watching it from the stands.
You believe them clowns from ESPN talk about the biggest threat to the Ravens or San Francisco is Dallas?
Yeah, well. So here's a deal. I don't know where my. Okay, there we go. The biggest threat, right? The biggest threat. Let's see if okay, that's working too. All right, we're doing good. We're doing good. Let me go on YouTube because I actually have a hard stop at 11 o'clock today. Got some business
Okay.
to do.
Okay.
So let's see. New pin chat got in. All right. What's up? I'm enjoying this. Let's see. Okay. So all of our Facebook, YouTube. Let me try LinkedIn. This is fire. Leroy, this is fire. This make me feel like, hey, yo, please don't send me no DMs about this. Just don't send me no DMs about what I'm about to say. But Leroy, when I can show up on Facebook, my Facebook page, my Facebook business page, my Facebook group, when I can show up on YouTube and I can show up on LinkedIn and I can show up on X, which is the former Twitter, can I tell you, I feel like God. I feel like God. Like I'm all over the place at the same time. You understand? Being able to. So Leroy, just know. I was going to say something crazy. Never mind. Don't even respond. I know I'm not God, people. I know.
Yeah, 'cause you know that mess will spread like wildfire, like Cat Williams has. Coach Shay say Donald Morton says he is God.
Donald Morton says he's God. Yeah, I did not say that. Tamika Rightware, thank you for joining. I see you over there on YouTube. Say what's up to us, Tamika. Type something in the chat. Let us know that you're watching. Thank you for hanging out with us for this period of time. I really want to grow our following over there on YouTube. This is the Grown Man Podcast. I've got to get.
Is that the name on YouTube? Grown Man Cut, the Grown Man Cut podcast. Is that what
Nah,
you have it on YouTube?
it's We Are. I think it's We Are Remand or the Remand Community
Okay.
over there on
Okay.
over there. But let's see. That's me over there on YouTube saying what's up, y'all. I'm liking this. Leroy, I'm all over the place. I'm international. Man, you ain't the only one that's international, Leroy. Speaking overseas in the native tongue.
Yeah.
in the native tongue. And yeah, so I'm really, really excited. Hey man, so yeah, go ahead and finish your statement about they're saying that Dallas is the biggest threat. If Dallas doesn't even get that far, right?
Thank you.
They Dallas doesn't even get that far.
Because if they the 2 seed, I had to see. I don't know who's the 7 seed because they would wind up playing the 7 seed, whoever that 7 seed is.
Okay.
In the NFC, and I don't know who that is. Right? I think this week will determine that.
Yeah.
And everything. So
everybody said that Philly will win this week. Man, I'm not putting a dime on Philly to win anything. Yeah, I'm not. New York plays them tough anyway, so I'm not. It would be the same thing if they were playing the Washington Commanders. Can someone please send a letter to Washington? I like them when they were the Washington football team better than the Commanders. That's just an ugly football name. There's just there's no like at least the Redskins was like I you know
But you
I,
know where they got it from, though, don't you?
the Commanders.
Yeah, that name, Commander.
I have no
What I'm
idea.
guessing,
I have
I'm
no,
thinking because it's Washington D.C. Commander in Chief. I'm thinking that's
that's
where they.
ugly. That's
Yeah, it
so
is.
ugly.
It's all the way ugly. It's all
Yeah,
the way
yes.
ugly.
It's just
It's
all the
all the
way
way.
ugly.
Yeah.
So
I
somebody
wanted personally, I wanted it to be the Washington Red Tails, but we know that ain't. We know that ain't gonna happen. We know that ain't gonna happen.
you know,
So
I can't imagine coming on here with you. Say, hey man, did you see that Red Tails game? I can't do it. Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
can't
they
do
weren't
it.
gonna do that one. They weren't gonna do
Yeah.
that one.
I anybody else other than Leroy and I are a bit upset about the Washington Commanders name. Maybe we're just kind of being behinds about it. But I don't like it. So I don't even watch the games anytime that they're on. I don't watch the games. I don't like to hear the announcer say the Commanders.
The Commanders.
Yeah, it's just
And,
ugly. Like
and,
it doesn't
and right
fit
about
any sports team. Is
and
there
right about
any team, Leroy, that has a worse name than that?
nah. I think that I'm sitting here thinking, trying to go through my mental Rolodex, and I don't think so, bro. And I'm talking all the sports. I ain't even talking just
Yeah,
I
all the
ain't even
sports.
just thinking football.
All the sports, man. Like I don't know what they were thinking. It's just horrible.
Well, and I don't know. I mean, and I guess somewhere some folks were offended by the name Redskins.
Yeah,
You
this
know,
woke stuff, man. Like you know,
yeah,
they got rid of the Redskins. They pulling down statues. They got rid of Aunt Jemima syrup and
and
even
Uncle Ben.
and Uncle Ben. Right? So no, not Uncle Ben's.
They took Uncle Ben too, bro.
I still got Uncle Ben's rice.
But it still got his picture on there.
Oh, I don't know whether any pictures on there. Was Uncle
Yeah,
Ben
they
black?
took the pictures. They took the
Was Uncle Ben
pictures.
black?
Yeah, yeah, bro. Where you been?
Oh,
Did we? Oh man, do we have to? Do we have to snatch your card on the on Great Say National TV with him? Is Uncle Ben black?
I did not know that Uncle Ben was black.
Hi, wait a minute. You've never had Uncle Ben's rice?
I've had Uncle Ben's rice, but
The box.
it's an orange box. Yeah,
And his face is smack dab on it.
I ain't seen it.
You ain't never seen Uncle Ben, bro.
Uncle Ben's rice, man.
Yeah, I think they happened at the same time because I think the same companies. I forgot the name of the company
How
that
many of
owned.
y'all knew that? How many? I want to know how many of y'all knew that Uncle Ben was black. That the figure for Uncle Ben's was black. I'm hoping I'm not the only one. So that because I'm a gladly hand my black card over. If y'all all knew that Uncle Ben was black, I knew Aunt Jemima, but here's the deal with Aunt Jemima, right? The family said, "Hey, put her picture back on there. Put her picture back on there." Right? They were like, "All this woke stuff, man. We benefit from that. That is our family history. It's not just about y'all. That's our family history."
Yeah.
Dwight Robinson said, "Yes, he knew."
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, I just I think they changed the recipes or something like that too. When they did all of that, they went through that change or whatever and stuff like that to take the name or take all of that, take them off of the boxes and everything like that. Because I think they were trying to say that it was offensive because the original Aunt Jemima was the look from was the lady that used to be the nanny or the housekeeper.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day with the scarf on it and everything like that. And then they changed. They did change her look where they kind of gave her more of a
A baker kind of
But
look. Yeah, I remember.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah, kind of
remember
more
that.
modern look, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
And I
that.
think this it was the same. And I think it was the same thing with Uncle Ben too, when they changed. You know, they went through this change and kind of upgraded the look, but they decided to take both of their pictures off of the boxes, and um, they changed the name because the syrup, Aunt Your Mama, the syrup. You can see they have that whatever the new name is on the syrup
It's
as
something
well
else.
too.
Now, my wife and I just bought some the other day.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So they
yeah, yeah. What's up, Johnny Bazemore? What's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. We're gonna put the hoodies up in a minute because we've got about 45 minutes on today. I've got some business to do. Leroy's got some business to do too. He just don't know. So we got a meeting right after this that we've got to enter. Um, and Dwight Robinson said marketing fiasco. Yeah, for sure. For sure it was. Um, Leroy, I want to put the hoodies up and well, I don't want to put the hoodies up yet. Let me spend 30 seconds talking about this. I think I think that I love the fact. No, I want to put the hoodies up first. So let's put the hoodies up
put it
because
up.
I can go
Okay.
into it like a G. Let's see. This is what I did yesterday. I'm gonna do it like this today. This is Leroy. Put your hoodie like this, man. Make it,
I can't do that because I ain't gonna be able to see. I really won't be able to see this.
yeah, this is
I already can't see. I'll be even worse off. Then.
yeah. There we go. There we go. This is what it is. So
I know people tuning in like, what is wrong with these dudes? Something wrong with them.
what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? That's what somebody said yesterday. What's wrong with him? Um, I have noticed. Let me tell you what I've noticed, bro. I have noticed that every day that I look at my Facebook page,
Mhm.
I am losing 5 to 10 followers a day.
Really?
5 to 10 followers a day.
Okay.
Uh, and can I tell you, it's great. It's really great. Here's why. Sometimes some of y'all, and it's a part of what I want to talk about today. Some of y'all get offended when people disconnect from you, right? It's you real sensitive about it. You real touchy about it. First of all, I don't know who it is that is disconnected, who it is that is unfriended me, but I want to tell them thank you. And that's not sarcasm, right? That's for real. There are some of you that are in relationships with people that just don't do it for you anymore, right? Or you've evolved, you've gone in separate directions. I'm not talking about intimate relationships, marriages. That can be, but I'm talking about just genuine friendships, relationships. Maybe, Leroy, you ain't speaking their language. Maybe I'm not speaking their language. Leroy said, "Don't put that on me. My friend list ain't going down. Your friend list is going down." Right? But I love the fact that people are genuinely disconnecting. And let me say this to everybody that's watching for 2024. And I mean this. In the month of December, in the month of January, I follow suit with my spiritual father. My spiritual father in the month of January always invites people to leave his church. It's one of the most phenomenal things I've ever seen. He will invite people. Oh yeah, we off the rails, Dwight. Yeah, Dwight said we off the rails. Yeah, something wrong with Leroy. I'm usually not like this. It's something wrong with Leroy. Something that he brings the worst out of me. Um, I want to invite everyone that says, you know what, Donald Morton, I just don't agree with you on a plethora of issues. I don't like your voice. I don't like who you are. I don't like the grown man. Cool. Like disconnect. and make room on your timeline for people that actually serve you. I don't believe, Leroy, I want you to talk about this a minute, man, as we talk about today, minding your business. Um, Talk about the importance of disconnecting from people that just don't serve you well. Like there are relationships that no longer serve people, there are friendships that no longer serve people. And I think we hold on to them for long periods of time, hoping that it'll get better. And if it doesn't get better, it's okay. We all evolve, we all grow, and sometimes that means we go in separate directions. We are able to say to people, remember that Bible verse, man. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another, right? And without and being able to do it with a sense of maturity without really tripping. Have you ever found it difficult, or have you had people that said, "Hey, Leroy, I'm a disconnect"? I've had people do that this year, which is absolutely great, right? What are your feelings about that, man? People that disconnect because they're going in another direction.
No, I've actually been the one disconnecting from people. I mean,
Yeah,
and I do that. I know, and I don't know if you do this, but I do it at the end of the
at
year.
the end of the year.
I talk about that. There are gonna be some people that aren't meant to go with you into 2024.
Yeah,
I've done
yeah.
that for the past several years
Wow.
because we do. There has to be this, I'm gonna say, cleansing type of thing. Then just like we think about our bodies and our circle has to be the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah, for
There's
sure.
there's a season. The Bible says it, and we're not trying to make this a Bible study. We do, but there's a season for everything.
Yeah, yeah, for
There's
sure.
some people there's some people that were meant to be in your life for just a season.
Yeah,
Once that season is over, you move forward.
yeah,
You
yeah,
move
yeah,
on.
yeah,
It's like you said, no harm, no foul, no
yeah,
hard feelings.
yeah, yeah,
You know, both of you have grown
yeah,
in a certain
yeah,
way.
yeah,
You know, and so to me, it's not it's a healthy part of what I do
yeah,
is making sure doing an assessment of where it is that I'm trying to go in
yeah,
that in the next year
yeah,
2024.
yeah,
Where am I trying to go to in
yeah,
2024?
yeah,
And
yeah.
who are those people that I need to be surrounding myself with?
Is that strategic, bruh? And this will lead perfectly into the conversation, Leroy. Is that strategic? Like, did you carry people into this year strategically? We talked about that on another podcast, not another podcast, but another men's group the other day that you and I were
Mhm,
in. And I talked about the importance that we were talking about supporting one another.
mhm,
And I was
mhm,
saying to
mhm.
them, not in an effort to kind of piss on the parade, but just to kind of say, can I still say piss? Because Leroy just gets upset at everything I say.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay,
I say
right.
that too. So
Okay.
that ain't cussing to me. I'm sorry. That ain't cussing to me. I'm sorry.
So at the risk of pissing on the parade, I'm simply saying that this sense of entitlement that everyone deserves your support, I think is a little challenging, right?
No, that
Um,
shouldn't be challenging at all. You know what I'm saying?
well, I think because we live we have a culture, right, that
Hmm.
has not traditionally supported one another unless you go to the continent where there is significant support with one another
Yeah.
and for one another. Here in America, we don't do that. And so when I hear brothers say, hey, let's all support one another, I get where they're coming from.
Hmm.
But I think the challenge when somebody like me says, hold up, y'all, we're not entitled to support. We're not entitled to support. And then, secondly, uh, I've got to make strategic decisions about what's going to, who is going to advance the purpose and cause that God has called me to, and whose purpose and cause I get the privilege to advance. Right. That's the way that I look at relationships. Now, friendships are different. Like, friendships, Like I don't have to have any significant reason to be in your life other than we're friends. We cool, right? But when it comes to doing business and when it comes to fulfilling the purpose for which the source has given me life, then I'm strategic about the persons that are in my circle. Are you strategic? Do you just kind of go through your Rolodex and say, hey, no longer here, no longer here, no longer here? Or is there another approach that you take in who you're taking into 2024 or the next subsequent years?
No, it's strategic. I mean, a couple years ago, bro, I had there were two people. I was business associates, and I was just like, nah, this ain't working.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
okay, okay.
I was like, this ain't working, and I'm like, because where I could see that the what I was trying to do and what they were trying to do were two different things.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? I was like, all right, cool.
Were
This
there
just
hard
isn't
feelings
going.
on the other end? And trust me, y'all.
Uh,
Those of you that are watching, our numbers are climbing. And yes, I'm going somewhere with these questions because I want to help brothers today. Um, were there hard feelings on the other end, Leroy?
if they were, they would never made known to me. And here's the what happened was I was like, look, and I had a conversation. I was like,
Yeah,
look, you got to let me know what you want to do.
yeah, yeah,
And if this is what you want to continue doing, then hey, you got to be all in with it.
yeah,
If
yeah, yeah,
not,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
didn't hear back from him again and said, cool.
Wow, wow, wow.
I said, cool. I said, "Yeah, hey, I got my answer.
Yeah, yeah,
So, but and the thing of it was with the relationship and what we were doing, the collaboration that we had done, I told bro, I told him, I said, what we doing, it's not gonna be easy. So if you ain't with it, then let's not even go there.
yeah,
No, 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 we good. No, 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 no. I want all right,
yeah, 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 yeah,
got to it, and they saw it wasn't as easy as they thought it was gonna be.
yeah, yeah,
And they faded back. They
yeah,
didn't they didn't want to put forth the work that
yeah,
was needed in order to be able to do it. So I was
yeah,
like, look,
yeah,
y'all got a decision to make.
yeah. Leroy, let me
So,
let me tell you why I'm asking, man. Today was not a wake up call, but it was something real beautiful that happened that just caused me to want to do this podcast with you today called Minding Your Business.
mhm.
For those of us that, and it's kind of a dichotomy, right? Double conundrum or, this dual meaning with minding your business because there are a lot of people who can come on our broadcast, our podcast, and they can tell you all of the latest gossip and they can tell you all the latest things that's happening in other people's lives and so on and so forth. And I watched the Republican town hall last night because I want to see what the candidates are saying. Uh, the only missing piece was Donald Trump. He said he ain't showing up. He ain't showing up to none of them. y'all fight it out. I'm already leading in the polls of individuals that on the Republican side. When the Democrats, because I don't know whether or not anybody's going to run against Joe Biden or not. I really don't. But if they ever have those forums, I'm gonna look at them too. Um, but can I tell you, man, that there are so many people, bro, who know all of the latest gossip about everybody else and are not paying as significant enough attention to their own lives, their own business, their own marriage, and it's challenging. Um, we last year. God gave me a word for everybody. He told me that the year would be hard. It would be difficult. It would be a challenging year, and it will be. It will be. Um, and he clarified it today. I got a call early this morning. I got a call from our bank, right? And the lady on the other end said, I need to speak with Donald Morton. I said, this is he. This is such and such from the bank, fraud alert. And I said, okay, is it you that initiated this wire? Um, Now, I'm taking you guys on a journey because I think it's important, right? I've never sent a wire before. Never. I've never sent a wire before. So it's my first time, Leroy, sending a wire, right, to a vendor of Remand. And the bank asked me a series of questions, and I said, yes, that's me, and yes, that's me, and what is your social security number? Yes, that's me, so on and so forth. Is this a person that you've done business with before? I said, no, but I know it's a legitimate business. Does it have anything to do with Bitcoins or anything like that? I said, no, it doesn't. So the bank was just doing its due diligence, right, around making sure that we weren't doing business in a way that would bite us, right? um, and what was crazy, bruh, is it was beautifully done, because what was crazy is at the end, the lady said, I simply want to make sure that you understand that once, I need everybody to hear this because there was something significant about what she said. She said, once I send this money, you cannot get it back. Once I send this money, you cannot get it back. The reason why I'm asking you all of these questions is to save you in the event you don't really want to send this money, you don't know enough about the company, so on and so forth. Shout out, by the way, to Discover Bank, who gave us a good amount of money. They sponsored us to be able to do some research with Remand. I'm going to talk about that a bit today. Leroy, here's what came out of that conversation. After I kind of sat down on the bed, my wife said, "You good?" I said, "I'm great. I really am. I'm great." She said, "What's that about?" And I told her. In 2024, this is for every man who has a business, every man who is an entrepreneur, every man who's been in this game a minute. You're going to have to do business in 24. You're going to have to treat it like it's a business in 2024. If you don't, it will destroy you. You're going to have all the measures in place, attorneys, accountants, um, marketing people, social media people, yeah, Marvin, for real, man. You're going to have to do business in 2024. Marvin Harris owns a business. He owns a business where he hangs televisions, right? For stellar work, right? Because I can't stand televisions on the wall and you can see the wires. Like, why in the heck it's on the wall? You can see the wires. I need my wires hidden, and I need you to put them in the wall, do something, right? He has done stellar work for me for years. And Leroy, we've talked about this before, man. There are several areas that we're going to have to learn how to do business in a better way. One is we have to learn how to do business with how we are messaging. How are we communicating with people? Who is our ideal client? It goes back to the reason why I was talking about people disconnecting, right? If you are not the person that I'm attempting to talk to, or if what I'm saying offends you, then clearly you're not my ideal client. It's okay. Like, we good. Like you said, yeah, we good. We good. Your messaging, your marketing, your sales, your systems, your offers, your teams, like there are things that go into developing a solid business that if you don't deal with them, this year is going to be hard, not just for you as an individual, but for your business. Leroy, why are people not doing business? When the bank called, I was like, yeah, like that's a business call. And I felt proud of Remain. First of all, we received a significant amount of money. We sent out a significant amount of money to begin this work of dealing with the research of our organization as an evidence-based program. I mean, phenomenal. Most organizations don't ever go through this process that we are willingly and readily submitting ourselves to. But Leroy, here's if you don't hear me say anything else this year, man, hear this, and I want you to take it from here. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, you're gonna have to do business this year. No more MacGyver kind of approaches. You got a band that your cousin doing your taxes. They don't know taxes. You got the barbershop crew giving you legal advice. No, you got to have an attorney. Leroy, you know I'm telling the truth, bro. You know I'm telling the truth. You got your aunt producing flyers for you, the paper flyers that's black and white with the images like the Atari images back in the day. Yeah, which reminds me of Androids. Like the Android icon looks like an Atari figure from back in the day, right? You're going to have your messaging solid. You're going to have your branding solid. You're going to have systems in place. You're going to have an accountant. You're going to have to. You got to do business. And Leroy, I just want to know, do you sense the same thing? You work with people all the time. Are you seeing people do business? And if not, why are we not doing business? And what is the importance this year of just handling our business by doing business?
Well, I think that I think in certain respects, no, we're not handling our business. Um, and I think in that conversation that you mentioned with when we were on with the brothers, one of the brothers talked about, well, I don't do business with us because we don't act professional.
Mm,
We are, like you said, we we got the MacGyver type of mentality where we piecing stuff together and we got this person doing this, and there's no structure.
yes.
And that even goes to when you talk to us about business plans. I don't need a business plan. I'm just gonna okay, you can do it without a business plan, but what's gonna happen when you need to be looking over where it is that you are and where you're trying to go to? You don't know. And we have this, unfortunately. I think we don't have the structure because we weren't taught structure. A lot of times when it comes to business, we weren't around those individuals that could show us how to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, if and we talk about it in our community, that dinner at, sitting down with dinner at the table with your parents and having these financial conversations and all of those things. That didn't happen with a lot of us.
Yeah.
We didn't get we there were a lot of things that we weren't taught because our parents weren't taught.
Yeah.
So they only taught us what they knew, what they were taught. So it's the same thing to me in business. So I think part of it is we weren't taught. But here's my thing. We're in this 21st century now, and there's no excuse
There's no excuse, bro.
for not knowing anything. We have access to way more information than we've ever had in our lifetimes. So there's no excuse not to have the structure, not to have those systems and processes in place in order to be able to make you, be the efficient business businessman, businesswoman brand that you want to be. You have to make a concerted effort. I get it. That the financing is usually a big issue when it comes
Sure,
up. So
sure,
we try to cut corners,
sure,
and we
sure,
get that. But what's your plan to
sure,
move out of that position? It's okay
sure,
to start there,
sure.
but that shouldn't be where you are or where you intend to stay. If you got, what's your plan for
Yeah,
bringing on that attorney? What's your plan for bringing on that accountant? What's your plan?
yeah,
If you have a strategic plan, you've got to be willing to put in the work.
yeah,
And that's the last part of it. A lot of us ain't willing to put in the work that it
yeah,
takes. It's the one thing that I've learned, bro, no lie, that I learned about this entrepreneurship journey, that I truly will say is I just had no clue of how hard it was going to be. And You
yep,
you know you you know that it wasn't going to be
yep,
easy.
yep,
All those things. I said, but I'm like, it's a day-to-day grind. It's a day-to-day mentality. It's a day-to-day mindset. It's a day-to-day way that you have to approach this. And it's also, I always think of Kobe, that work ethic that you have to have when it comes to entrepreneurship. You got to work. I mean, and I'm talking each and every day. And that's why I have so much more respect for Fortune 500 companies now than when I started.
yeah,
I said, because I see that this journey it is. I gotta tell people too, this ain't for everybody,
yeah,
because you gonna have ups, you gonna have downs, you gonna have days where you just totally. I always say you gonna be it'll have you curled up like a baby,
yeah,
crying. You're like, what in the world is going on? Nothing's going right. So we've got to be persistent, diligent, and strong-willed, and intentional about creating the structure that we need in order to be able to be successful. Take a look, any entrepreneur that's listening, that's watching, take any business or any person that you deem to be successful in business, and I promise you, they have structure in place. They have some
yeah,
type of structure in place for their business. They know where they're going, they know where they want to be, they know how they're going to get there. My my mentor, Dr. Will, this dude, I'm just like, he on another level when it comes
mm,
to, it comes to how he just, I'm like, man, I'm like, whoa.
mm.
But that's how we have to be if you're going to be successful in business. You've got to set those things. And if you don't know, surround yourself with people that do.
and and
Or
and invest in people like
yeah,
so Anderson Donaldson just made a comment, and I agree with him. I just want to push on it a bit. He says that's why it's important to be led by the Spirit. You'll be more conscious minded to operate with the spirit of excellence in every area of your life. And I agree with that. The challenge though is some of it uh ain't ain't that deep. Some of it ain't that spiritual. Some of it is having enough business acumen to your point, Leroy, surround yourself with somebody who can do what, like, I understand that Donald Morton thinks at a 30,000-foot level all the time. I love vision. I love vision. So I had to make sure that I have on my team individuals that like the weeds. Leroy is a systems guy. He likes the weeds, making sure A is where A is supposed to be, B is where B is supposed to be. Um, I don't know. I think one of the things that we've got to get better at is, first of all, we talked about this yesterday, just kind of clearing all the noise. But then in addition to that, You got to focus on business. You have to do business. We don't do business well. And I love what Leroy just said, because I don't want to make it seem like I've always done business well. I've owed people, and that I couldn't pay, and all of those kinds of things. The question isn't whether or not you ever get behind. I think you made such a brilliant point, bro. The question is, how are you going to make it all right? How are you going to make it all right, and how are you going to rectify it so that you never have to go this way again? Like, you never have to find yourself in these particular predicaments again. So we got about 5 more minutes, Leroy, before we take the hoodies off and clown for the rest of the time. I just really want people to hear that this year you're gonna have to mind your business, and you're gonna have to have a business mind. This year you're gonna have to mind your business, and you're gonna have to have a business mind, right? You're gonna have to know your numbers. You're going to have to know, Leroy said, you're going to have to know where you are juxtaposed to where you said you would be at any particular time during the course of the year. Even if you should have a bookkeeper, you should have an accountant, you should have all of these different people, right? And even as you have these different people, you got to be able to interpret what they're doing and what they're saying. You can't just hand over. I made that mistake. You just can't hand over your entire business for somebody else to do and you not involved. Nah, that'll get you in trouble. There are some things that happen with Remand that Leroy knows about, based on faulty business decisions that I made. And those faulty business decisions that I made were based on a particular mindset that I had to attack. Right? So you're going to have to mind your business, and you're going to have to develop a business mind. You're going to have to master business. You're going to have to master business. Write this down for those of you that don't know. The number one responsibility of a CEO is to generate income. Everything else is secondary. If you don't have enough income coming in, then your business is going to struggle. So we've developed this method of bootstrapping, right? Where we go into business and we rob Peter to pay Paul. We go through the struggle of it all. How do I know? I've done that. I will tell you, it's not the most effective way of doing it. Business credit is an effective way of doing it, right? Having investors is the best way of doing it. Not and having others that are investing in your business is the best way of doing it. Not bootstrapping. So I want you guys to know that the year is going to be hard, but if you've got certain systems in place, if you have certain things in place, it will not be hard for you. It's already going to be hard. It's going to be a difficult year. But for those that choose to do the work that Leroy was talking about, those that choose to make sure everything is solid. Yeah. Like Remand is a registered trademark. That's doing business. I got a meeting, Leroy and I are meeting in just 1 minute about trademarking another part of our business. That's business. Why? Because there's value in what we're doing. So if I choose to sell it one day, or if I'm going and somebody else chooses to sell it one day, like there's value in the business, but you got to have things structured in such a way. Listen, if you don't hear nothing else, you got to take it all seriously this year. This is not a joke. And many of you have not gotten far because you take everything like it's a joke. This isn't a joke. Leroy and I get on here and we clown, but we're incredibly serious about making sure that business happens at the level that it's supposed to happen. And then going back to Anderson's point, when he says a spirit of excellence, yeah. I will tell you, hey, Crystal Fendi Styles Clark, I will tell you that one of the most phenomenal books I read in 2023 was The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And the reason why that book was phenomenal is just one line. One line he says in the book, Leroy. He said when he started his business, he grossly underestimated the amount of work it would take for him to get it done.
Yep.
Grossly underestimated the amount of work that it takes to get where he was trying to go. You got to be willing to do more than the next guy, not more than the white guy. That's more than you got to be willing to do more than the next guy. Right? So Leroy, man, we got about 3 minutes. Talk through the importance of taking business seriously this year, surrounding yourself with people, being at different tables, talk about numbers, listen, share, talk about, be at millionaire tables this year. That's where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be at millionaire tables. I done been at the 100,000-aire tables. I'm 100,000-aire. Our business has done that. Now I'm trying to get to the millionaire table, and I want to hear how they think. I want to hear what those conversations are like. I want to be able to do business at that level. Talk about the importance of handling your business and doing it seriously this year.
I mean, here's the thing, real quick. Is last year, one of my assignments was to be intentional about what you just said, was surrounding myself with millionaires and wanting to be around those individuals, because there's a certain language, there's a certain conversation that happens with people that are where you're trying to be, and you have to be in 2024. I told you, we want you all to think about where it is that you want to be by the end of 2024. And every decision that you make should point.
Slow down. I know we got to go. Yeah. I know we got to go, but I need you to slow down. Say that again. Every decision that you
make, decision, every single one of them has to be pointing you toward. If it don't get you there, you got to say no to it. That goes for the people, that goes for the work that you do. Every single choice that you make every single day should be pointing you towards where it is that you want to be by the end of the year. If I promise you, take a look at those that are where you want to be. And look at their decision-making process. Look at how they run and operate their business. One of the things that I do, bro, and I lied to you not about this, and I know we got to go, is my pastor. I love my pastor, loved my church, but I intentionally, ever since I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. But one of the biggest things that I've learned from him is my business decision acumen. Like you just talked about, I look at how he makes decisions from a business standpoint with the church, with our church, and I look at it and I study. They're doing this, they're doing that. So the model that I have for my business and the things that I do,
yes, sir,
come from that.
Yes, sir.
And seeing how he does that, because I'm like, okay, if they did this, then I need to be doing this. I need to be working on this. I need to be doing that, because I've seen the growth and where my church has gone from, as he said, from 250 people living and dead when he first took over the church to having a congregation of some 9,000 members. That doesn't just happen, y'all. That don't just happen. You have to have a business structure in place, and you have to know where you are, where you're trying to go, and you have to be willing to put in the work to get there. Don't drop any of that. Don't drop the work part off of it. And that's why everybody can't do this, because everybody's not willing to do the work, because it's hard work. Donald told you this year is going to be hard.
Absolutely.
It is. It's going to be hard. But here's the thing: when you have people that are in your space and in your place that can assist you with the hard, because the easy stuff is easy. You don't need help with that. But the hard part, that's what you have the structures in place for. That's what you have the people in place for, so that you can deal with the hard and make sure that you're prepared for it. That's what I would say, people. Just be prepared for it. Handle your business. Operate in excellence. And when you operate in that excellence, that means that the decisions that you're making, yeah, some going to be right, some going to be wrong. But that's the thing. That's what are you learning from it? How are you growing from it? We need those wrong decisions in order for us to grow.
Yeah.
We really do.
Yeah.
So put those processes, systems, and the people in place so that you can handle these first 90 days are going to be the most important 90 days in 2024 for you. So everything that you should be doing in these first 90 days should be setting you up for the rest of the year.
And let me
I
finally say
promise you.
this because we got to roll.
Yeah.
So let me finally say this. Some of y'all watching too much TV. You playing like you watching millionaires, and you ain't got enough money. Like you watching too much TV. That time can be spent looking at your business plan, making phone calls, getting clients, whatever you got to do. You're doing too many things that don't add to your bottom line. You can't play this year. It's going to get hard. You can't play. So I need you to set yourselves up to do what's necessary. We apologize that we got to cut the podcast off early today. We got a meeting. Why? Because we minding our business. we got a meeting that we got to go to. And while this is important to us, this next meeting is equally important. In fact, I'm going to be introducing Leroy to someone even for his business. So, all right, y'all. We love and respect you. We're gonna take the hoodies off. This is me again saying to you that if the Eagles don't win, which I don't expect them to, you too, Crystal. I don't know whether they're gonna win or not. It doesn't even matter to me. I'm so irritated. I'm irritated. Okay, I'm
You ain't
irritated.
no real fan. You ain't no real
I don't care what
fan.
they say. I'm a real fan, and I'm a real fan that's going to tell the truth that the Eagles absolutely suck right now. They stink, right?
I feel you on that, bro. I
Yeah,
feel you
yeah,
on that,
yeah.
man. I feel
They
you on that,
stink.
bro.
So we'll catch up with you guys a little later. Love and respect y'all. We'll talk with y'all soon. Peace, y'all. Come over to the Cowboys. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Crystal. I will. I absolutely will not.